Just a random false doctrines. Just gonna go over some things. Might as well while we got the time. Now let's see this right here. Book of Jasher. All right. The book of Jasher. Cain brought inferior fruit. Unto Cain and his offering did not turn, and he did not incline to it, for he had brought from the inferior fruit of the ground before the master, and Cain was jealous against his brother. Abel, on this account of this, he sought to pretext to slay him. So we see right here that when people claim that the Almighty knows your heart, and that's what was wrong, he brought a sacrifice without a clean heart, and that's what he did, and that's the reason the Almighty didn't accept it, which is what Elisha taught. You cannot say that if you believe in the book of Jasher. Right here, we have this false doctrine, but we can continue. It say right here, Enoch ruled over the Son of Man. Hold on, dang. Let me move it down like this. It said Enoch ruled over the Son of Man for 243 years. And Enoch reigned over the Son of Man 243 years and did justice and righteousness with all his people. And he led them in the ways of the master, right? And then Enoch reigned over the angels. This right here is the book of Jasher. Let's throw it up a little back. Enoch reigned over the angels. Show you where it's at. And sometime after, when the kings and princes and the sons of man were speaking to Enoch, and Enoch was teaching in the ways of God, behold, an angel of the Lord then called unto Enoch from heaven, and wished to bring him to heaven to make him reign over all the sons of God, as he had reigned over the sons of man upon earth. When at that time Enoch heard this, he went and assembled all the inhabitants of the earth and taught them wisdom and knowledge and gave them divine instructions. And he said to them, I have been required to ascend to heaven, and therefore do not know the day of my going. Right here, Enoch is reigning over the angels in heaven. This is the book of Jasher. Okay. Right here, Abraham broke his father's idols. So this right here is Abraham disrespecting his father in the book of Jasher. Here we go. The book of Jasher, chapter 11, verse 33. Abraham broke his father's idols. And when Abraham saw all these things, his anger was kindled against his father, and he hastened and took a hatchet in his hand and came into the chamber of the gods. And he broke all of his father's gods. So right here, we see that Abraham broke his father's gods, which you'll see in the book of Jubilees that he burned them. But even in the Quran, it talks about him breaking the father's idols. So which one is it? Here, Abraham lies to his father. Right here, let's read this. Book of Jasher, chapter 11, 39 through 41. And he lies to his father. Abraham answered Terah his father, and he said, Not so, my lord, for I brought savory meat before them, and when I come nigh to them with the meat, that they may eat, they all at once stretched forth their hands to eat before the great one had put forth his hand to eat. The large one saw their works that they did before him, and his anger was vilely kindled against them, and he went and took the hatchet that was in the house and came to them and broke them all. And behold, the hatchet is yet in his hand out. And let me continue. This is where Abraham lies to his father. And Terah's anger was kindled against his son Abraham when he spoke this. And Terah said to Abraham his son in anger, why is this thy tale that thou hast told? Thou speakest lies to me. So he knew that Abraham broke all of his father's idols. That's what it's saying. But like I said in the book of Jubilees, Abraham burns his father's idols. So you cannot believe in both books of this false doctrine. Right here is another false doctrine in the book of Jubilees, and you can see it clearly. Let me blow this up. Right here in the book of Jubilees, this is a lie here. It says 3 angels came to Abraham. Now, we're always taught that the Almighty sat and ate with Abraham. Abraham ate with the Almighty. He ate what he ate lamb. He told him to prepare it. Okay, he ate meat with the Almighty. But what the book of Jasher is saying is that none 3 of the angels was the Almighty. All 3 were angels. All right, 3 angels came to Abraham. And the master appeared to him in the plains of Mamre and sent 3 of his ministering angels to visit him. All right. So he sent 3 angels, and he was sitting at the door of the tent, and he lifted his eyes and saw, and lo, 3 men were coming from a distance, and he rose up and ran to meet them, and he bowed down to them and brought them to his house. All right. So as people teach in the house of Israel that the Almighty was among, and then they had 2 more angels, and those 2 angels were the ones that came to Lot and things of that nature. And the other one was the Almighty. That's what they teach. Well, this one right here is saying all 3 of them were angels. But we can continue. Believe what you want to believe. Did the angel kill all the Philistines? I don't even have to go through that because, I mean, that's up for interpretation. Right here. This is the book of Jasher right here. I thought this was interesting. It said, and the Lord said to Satan, as thou dost consider my servant Abraham, for there is none like him upon the earth, a perfect and an upright man before me, one that feareth Elohim and avoideth evil. This right here, what they put in the book of Jasher. Book of Jasher is trying to say that the same way Job was tested by Satan, and before the test, he asked him the same thing he asked on the book of Job. We said they're doing that for Abraham here. This is what the book of Jasher teaches. That Job is not the only one where the Almighty had a conversation with Satan before, testing them. Now, let me show you how this is a contradiction of the Torah right here. In the book of Jasher, this right here is a blatant contradiction of the Torah, but let's check it out. The book of Jasher says, chapter 23, verse 21, and I mean, let me see if I can do it. Let me see. 23 to 21. Yep, right here. But can I blow this up? Okay. Let's go to the actual book online. So it was just right here. All right. Let's make sure it's the same one. Jasher chapter 23, verse 21 and 22. Okay. And Abraham took 2 of his young men with him, Ishmael, the son of Hagar, and Eliezer, his servant. And they went together with them. And whilst they were walking in the road, the young men spoke these words to themselves. And Ishmael said to Eliezer, now my father Abraham is going with Isaac to bring him up for a burnt offering unto the Lord, as he commanded him. Now, let me tell you, this is a lie right here, because right before he went up there with his son Isaac, Ishmael had already left with his mother. Remember, Sarah kicked her out, and we're going to read that right here. Let me finish, because it's actually, let me see. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's all you had to read right there. Now, let me go right here. Genesis 21 and 14. We'll blow this up real quick. Make sure y'all can see it. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder. And the child was sent her away. And she departed and wandered the wilderness of Beersheba. She left and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. Now that's Genesis 21 and 14. Now that Genesis 22 is when he takes Isaac up there. Okay, man, the sacrifice of Isaac. We can go. You know what I mean? Genesis 21. He said, after these things, Elohim tested Abraham and said, Abraham, he said, here I am. He said, take your son. This is chapter 22 right here. All right, of Genesis. But we see in chapter 21, verse 14, she already left. So the book of Jasher is saying that, no, she did not leave. Genesis 21 is wrong. And she wasn't sent away because Ishmael was still there. As we can see, verse 22, Ishmael said to Eliezer, now my father, he's talking about it's not no other Ishmael. Now my father, Abraham, is going with Isaac to bring him up for a burnt offering to the Lord, as he commanded him. So we see right here that that's a lie in the book of Jasher, but people will still believe the book of Jasher. They will still reference the book of Jasher. They don't care what, let's continue though. Okay, Satan killed Sarah, and I thought this was interesting. Satan killed Sarah. All right. Listen. All right. Satan killed Sarah. Behold, Satan came to Sarah in the shape of an old man, and he came and stood before her. And he said unto her, I spoke falsely unto thee, for Abraham did not kill his son, and he is not dead. And when he heard the word of her joy was so exceedingly violent on account of her son, that her soul went out through joy. She died and was gathered to her people. So that's how she died. Satan came to her and said something, made her, I don't, what I'm saying? Satan do some little other shit in the book of Jasher. All you gotta do is look it up. Chapter 23. I mean, this is nothing though. There goes some real effed up stuff in the book of Jasher right here. The book of Jasher, what does it say? The book of Jasher, chapter 24, verse 40. And I think I'm gonna go there. Let me go there. Jasher, let me see. Jasher 24. All right. Now, what verse was that? Verse 40 and 45. So I'm gonna read that. Right here. The young woman was very comely in appearance. She was a virgin, and Rebecca was 10 years old in those days. So Rebecca was 10, okay? Remember, she was only 10 years old. Now we're getting somewhere with this. The book of Jasher. Now we continue. You can read this. It's the book of Jasher 24. I Googled it. What did it say in verse 45? And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of his uncle Bethel, for a wife. Okay? So she was 10 and he was 40. All right? That's what the book of Jasher is saying. All right? I'm just going to throw that out there. Let's continue though. Okay, what is this talking about? Oh yeah. That's the actual scriptures right there. Oh, got the shriek of Judah. This is just kind of comical, but I don't really want to talk about that. It's really like some old Marvel comic shit going on with Judah and them motherfuckers doing all types of stuff. But let's continue. Okay, right here talks about Joseph getting sold by their brothers. Okay, purchased from his brother. All right. Okay, now this is a good one in the book of Jasher. Let's see. All right, this is crazy. Uh, okay. So everyone knew about the adultery but Potiphar. Okay. This is the book of Jasher. This is talking about Joseph and how his Potiphar's wife wanted to fuck Joseph so bad it was killing her literally. All right. You don't believe me? Let's check it out. Okay. So that Marvel comic stuff. Okay, here we go. And she gave them knives to peel the cauldrons to eat them. And she commanded that they should dress Joseph in costly garments. Now, this is Potiphar's wife doing this. Potiphar's wife trying to have sex with him so bad, and that he should appear before them. And Joseph came before their eyes, and all the women looked on Joseph and could not take their eyes off of him. All of the women could not take their eyes off of Joseph in the book of Jasher. And they all cut their hands with the knives. All of them cutting their hands with knives. What the hell? And they had their hands, and the scissors that were in their hands were full of blood. We can look at this, and I'm about to put the invite link in the chat. You know what I mean? If anybody want to come through, but so, and I can go to the book of Jasher 44. I might as well read it out of the actual book. Okay, and that's verse 29 to 38. Okay, like I said, and she gave them knives to peel the cauldrons to eat them. And she commanded that they should dress Joseph in costly garments, and that he should appear before them. And Joseph came before their eyes, and all the women looked on Joseph and could not take their eyes off of him. And they all cut their hands with knives that they had in their hands, and all the scissors that were in their hands were full of blood. And they knew not what they had done, but they continued to look at the beauty of Joseph and did not turn their eyelids from him. And Zilkah saw what they had done, and he said unto them, what is this work that you have done? Behold, I give you citrons to eat, and you all cut your hands. And all the women saw their hands, and behold, they were full of blood, and their blood flowed down upon their garments. And they said unto her, this slave in your house has overcome us, and we could not turn our eyelids from him on account of his beauty. He said unto them, surely this happened to you in the moment that you looked at him, and you could not contain yourself from him. How then can I refrain when he is constantly in my house, and I see him day after day going in and out of my house? How then could I keep him from declining or even from perishing on of this? Okay, so we see right here that all the women love him so they all cut themselves. They all know that she's trying to have sex with Joseph, but he still get in trouble and all that. Everybody know. And they said unto him, the words are true, but who can see his beautiful form in the house and refrain from him? And is he not thy slave and attendant in thy house? And why dost thou not tell him that which is in thy heart, and suffer thy soul to perish through this matter? And she said unto them, I am daily endeavoring to pursue him, and he will not consent to my wishes. And I promise him everything that is good, and yet I could meet with no return from him. I am therefore in declining state, as you can see. So she literally dying for Joseph, this adultery going on. But we see everyone in the house knew. But Joseph, remember, he went to jail for this, the adultery, supposedly. Let's continue though. To read it. Wait, they ain't reading this. Let me continue. Man, okay. I'm in the book of, this is the Book of Mormon. Forget the Book of Jasher. I'm in the Book of Mormon. Okay, right here in the Book of Mormon, what does it say? Worship the Father in JC name. Behold, they believe in Christ and worship the Father in his name. And also we worship the Father in his name. And for this intent, we keep the law of Moses and pointing our souls to him. And for this cause, it is sanctified unto us for righteousness, even that is accounted to Abraham in the wilderness to be obedient to the commands of God in offering up his son Isaac, which is the similitude of God and his own begotten son. So right here, they worship the Father in Christ's name. Right here, it says that JC is better than the law. In the Book of Mormon. Yet the master El saw that his people were all stiff-necked people, and he pointed to them a law. Okay. Even the law of Moses. And many signs and wonders and types and shadows showed he unto them concerning his coming. And also holy prophets spake unto them concerning his coming. And yet they hardened their hearts and understood not that the law of Moses availeth nothing except it were through the atonement of his blood. And even if it were possible that little children could sin, they could not be saved. But I say unto you, they are blessed, for behold, as in Adam or by nature they fall, even so the blood of seed atone for their sins. And moreover, I say unto you, that there shall be no other name given, nor any other way, nor means thereby salvation can come unto the children of men, only in and through the name of Christ, the Master and Omnipotent. So he was talking about Moses, but he said, well, let's say Christ is better than the law. But I mean, some people can see a lot of these things say that. They say that in the New Testament. Right here, it's going to blatantly say that Christ is the Father and the Son. All right. Now, we know that that's garbage, but we're going to take out the garbage in the Book of Mormon. Right here, Mosiah 15, 1 through 5. And now Benai said unto them, I would that ye should understand that Elohim himself shall come down among the children of man and shall redeem his people. And because he dwelleth in flesh, he shall be called the Son of God, and have he subjected the flesh to the will of the Father, being the Father and the Son. Right here, it just said he the Father and the Son. How is Christ? Who is Christ the Father of? Is he the Father of anybody? Somebody help me out. And it said right here, verse 3, the Father, because he is conceived by the power of God, and the Son, because of the flesh, thus becoming the Father and the Son. Wow. But Christ is never a father, though. And they are one God, yea, the very eternal Father of heaven and of earth. Wow. So that's one God. All right. And thus the flesh becoming accepted. I don't even want to read the rest of this stuff. It's kind of disturbing. But yeah, I mean, even Christ said this is false. We all know this is garbage. But it's the Book of Mormon. So you see them little dudes that's like 21 calling himself an elder. You know what it is. All right, here. Now let me show you how this is the false doctrine everybody believe. Everybody believe this. What does it say in the Book of Mormon? Mosiah, the devil is the snake in the garden. But they are carnal and devilish, and the devil has power over them, yea, even that old serpent that did beguile our first parents, which was the cause of their fall, which was the cause of all mankind becoming carnal, sensual, devilish, knowing evil from good, subjecting themselves to the devil. So right here, we're seeing they always teach that this snake in the garden was Satan. It was the devil. It was not. The serpent was a serpent. Satan is an angel. All right. Lucifer is a man, the king of Babylon. Lucifer Satan, and the snake in the garden are three different entities. But right here, this is another false doctrine taught. They say, oh, yeah, well, Satan is that snake in the garden. It's also Lucifer. They really don't know what they're talking about. But right here, this is perpetuating it in the Book of Mormon. All right. Okay, right here, we can see another lie in the Book of Mormon. It says the devil is the enemy of God. Now, we know this to be a lie because Satan, we see Satan discussing with the Almighty in the Book of Job. We know he's an inferior. He works for the Almighty. He's an angel. But right here it says, but remember that he that persists in his own carnal nature and goes on in the ways of sin and rebellion against God, remain in his fallen state, and the devil have all power over him. Therefore, he is as though there were no redemption made, being an enemy to God. And also is the devil an enemy to God. So right here is saying the devil is an enemy to God. Now, what devil are they talking about? They're surely not talking about Satan. What is this? You know what I mean? So, and saying in this fallen state, trying to reference when he fell, Lucifer fell from heaven. Trying to get people into that, that false doctrine that Lucifer is the same as Satan. They're not too different. That Satan is the same as a snake in the garden. No, the snake was a snake. It was not an angel. But let's continue though. They got some more lies in here. Let me see. Here go an easy one. Mosiah, this right here, the Book of Mormon too. If you see one of them, the little elder dude with the little, with the bicycle helmet on and shit. And he could be like, yeah, what about the Book of Mormon? Yeah, the Book of Mormon. Right here, Mosiah 6 and 15. JC is the father. Teach them that redemption coming through Christ, the master, who is the very eternal father. What? He's not the father to nobody. Everybody knows Christ is not a father. Who is your father to? And I got the link if you want to come through. You know what I'm saying? It's on there. But Christ is not a father, though. So we know that. We can continue. We ain't got to talk too much about that. That's a lie in the Book of Mormon. Okay, right here, say in the Book of Mormon, walk no more in the law of Moses. How dare they? Let's read this. This is 4th Nephi 1. And it's like, for real, when I'm finding these things, I'm just opening up the book. I'm not reading from the beginning. I'm not going to lie to y'all. And the Almighty said, oh, this is horrific. So I had to write it down. And now, behold, it came to pass that the people of Nephi did wax strong and did multiply exceedingly fast and became an exceedingly fair and delightsome people. And they were married and given in marriage and were blessed according to the multitude of the promises which the Lord made unto them. Okay, I didn't blow this one up. Okay, yeah. And they did not walk any more after the performances and ordinance of the law of Moses, but they did walk after the commandments which they had received from their Lord and their God, continuing in fasting and prayer and in meeting together off both to pray and to hear the words of the Lord. Did you see this? This is what the Book of Mormon tells you to do. Walk. They did not walk any more after the performances and the ordinance of the law of Moses. It said blatantly in the Book of Mormon. Okay, so them dudes with the little helmets on, watch them. Right here it say pray in JC name to the Lord. I don't want to read that. Pray in JC name to the Almighty. No, sorry. I don't even want to read that. Oh, here go a crazy one right here. This is a new commandment to drink blood. So in the Book of Mormon, they command you to drink blood. Okay. you gotta break the commandments. Okay. We can't even have blood in our food. Okay. Not my bad. Let me see. Keep messing. Blow this up a little bit more. Okay. So it says, and now it came to pass that when Jay had spoken these words, he turned his eyes again upon the disciples whom he had chosen and said unto them, behold, verily, verily, I say unto you, I give unto you another commandment. Okay, so now Christ is adding commandments. So we gotta note that the Christ of the Book of Mormon is going to give you another commandment. I don't know. Maybe I should make this. No, I think it's big enough. And then I must go unto my Father, that I may fulfill other commandments which He hath given me. Now, behold, this is a commandment which I give unto you, that ye shall not suffer anyone knowingly to partake of my flesh and blood unworthily, when ye shall minister it. Whoso eateth and drinketh my flesh and blood unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to his soul. Therefore, if you know that a man is unworthy to eat and drink of my flesh and blood, ye shall forbid him. Nevertheless, you shall not cast him out from among you. Ye shall minister unto him and shall pray for him unto the Father in my name. And if it be that he repenteth and is baptized in my name, then shall ye receive him and shall minister unto him of my flesh and blood. He keeps and this Christ is saying, listen, don't pray to the Father in his name, pray in my name. All right, this is a bold Christ. Okay, this is the book of Enoch. Okay, we're in the book of Enoch now. All right. I don't think I put everything I have in the book of I need to go through my Book of Mormon, because that was not, I have a lot more than that. Okay. Let's see some of the okay, the angels having sex with the men. Okay, lusted after them, he said, well, let's come and okay, beget children. Okay. The angel's offspring was 3,000 ells tall. Okay. Chapter 7, verse 3. Hold on. This is how big the motherfuckers was, okay? They always talking about they believe the angels came down and had sex with the women in the book of Genesis, chapter 6. That's angels having sex with them. Well, this is how tall they are. Now look up 3,000 ells. Even if we were saying 3,000 centimeters, the motherfucker be too big. But look up 3,000 ells. These motherfuckers are ridiculous. Okay. The giants start drinking their blood. Okay, boom. Azazel, the wicked angel, was bound. Okay. Let me see. There's a lot of different things I could talk about with this. Let me see. Satan's demons. Okay. Oh, okay. This is one I want to show real quick. It's a little bigger. Okay, so right here we see in the book of Enoch, we see that in chapter 54, verse 9, 8, and 9, it says, it talks about the difference between masculine and feminine. And it's going to say the water and the, let's read it though. And all the waters shall be joined with the waters. That which is above the heavens is the masculine, and the water that was beneath the earth is the feminine. Okay. So now it's saying up above is masculine and below is feminine. All right. That's what it says there. But if you go to chapter 60, it says the spirit of the sea is masculine. So I believe the sea is below, like I said, below sea level is like where, you know what I mean? Sea level is where the water is, and everything above it will be the houses, the dirt, things of that nature, the mountains. But we have right here the sea being masculine. But we go back, let's go back up here. It said the water shall be joined with the waters, and that which is above the heaven is masculine. So now what's above, but now here it's saying the sea is masculine. All right. That's an easy one to show there. All right, right here is a good one. It tells you in the book of Enoch to worship the Son of Man. Right here in the book of Enoch, chapter 62, 9 through 13, worship the Son of Man. Then shall the kings, the princes, and all who possess the earth glorify him who has dominion over all things, him who was concealed for from the beginning of the Son of Man existed in secret, whom the Most High preserved in the presence of his power and revealed to the elect. Hold on. I got to keep going. He shall sow the congregation of the saints and of the elect, and all the elect shall stand before him in that day. And all the kings, the princes, the exalted, and those who rule over the earth shall fall down on their faces before him and shall worship him. They shall fix their hopes on this Son of Man, shall pray to him and petition him for mercy. So right here is saying to pray to the Son of Man. All right. They're praying to the Son of Man right here in the book of Enoch. All right. Now, we keep the law. We don't worship the law. Yes, we keep the law, but we do not worship the law. We worship Yahweh. But see right here, chapter 60 and 6, it said, when the day and the power and the punishment and the judgment come, which the Lord of Spirit had prepared for those who worship not the righteous law, and for those who deny the righteous judgment, and for those who take his name in vain, that day is prepared for the elect a covenant, but for the sinners an inquisition. But right here, it's talking about worshiping the law. All right. Let's see it, man. I don't want to deal with this one. Hold on, let me go somewhere. Okay. Okay, this is Circle 7 Quran. Okay. We can deal with the Circle 7. I know Drew Ali. I got a lot of them good brothers in there. All right. Let me just Circle 7. Let's get it. Okay, I'm just gonna show you the easy one. I got a lot of different stuff. I'm gonna show you some easy ones. All right. So right here in the Circle 7 Quran, this is something you can show someone. Of course, the brothers dealing with the more science, they have a lot of knowledge in regards to the law. And the law has nothing to do with this book. But this book right here blatantly says Emmanuel is Christ. Let me see if I can look up the Circle 7. Circle 7, chapter 2, verse 13. I don't think it's gonna come up. Let me see. I'm just gonna type in Circle 7 to get all this. But they gonna let me have this Circle 7. Don't be on no bullshit. This Circle 7 is not that good to be trying to. I do have a copy of it though. But this Circle 7 Quran is garbo. Alright. They're trying to make motherfuckers buy it. I don't want no PDF. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Alright. Now I gotta do the Roman numerals. Man, fuck that. What? All right, man. I'm gonna have to keep it going because this Circle 7 stuff, they're trying to get people to pay for that little thing, though, whatever. I guess. Okay, here go another little. You can show this to be a lie real easy. This is in the Circle 7 Quran. Let's blow it up. Chapter 5, verse 8. Christ ran away for 2 days. All right, according to what, Luke 2 and 41, what does that say? What does it say? Okay, verse 46 right here. After 3 days, they found him in the temple courts. After 3 days. And what is that? That's Luke 2 and 41. I mean 46. Luke 2 and 46. 3 days. But right here it say JC ran away for 2 days. It's minor. It's really nothing, but it's not true. No, nowhere where it says 2 days for nothing. All right. They call Christ the day star in here. Yeah. JC is the deity's son. Oh, I like this one though. I actually want to see this. Now that should be highlighted because according to the Quran of Mecca, Allah does not have a son. It says it many different times. But in the Circle 7 Quran, JC is the deity, is his son. Let me see. What is that? 6 and 8. Let's see if this one can come. They on some garbage, boy. Yeah, they thinking I'm doing some other shit. I gotta go, man. They lame as hell. Hold on. Fuckers buy that weak ass shit. I'm going 3. Hell no. Oh, okay. We got the more science brothers right here. Okay, let me see. Oh, they having you pay for it too. Damn, I went to the brothers' website. They still on it. Ain't nobody. All right. Well, I really just wanted to show y'all what I was saying. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't lying, but it is what it is. All right. So the Brahmic priest taught JC. We're gonna talk about. Let's see, man. Oh yeah, he said this is Christ saying sacrifice is wrong. Okay. And when the people asked, to whom shall we bring gifts? Where shall we offer sacrifice? Christ said, this is the Christ of the Circle 7 Quran. Our father, Dala, asked not for needless waste of plant, of grain, of dove, and of lamb. Now, is this true? The Christ of the Circle 7 Quran is blasphemy right now. He said the Almighty don't want that in the temple. He even talks about it in the book of Ezekiel. When the temple is built, he'd be doing the same things. He said, that which you burn on any shrine, you throw away. No blessing can attend to the one who takes the food from the hungry mobs to be destroyed by fire. So now he's talking bad about the Almighty's sacrifices that the Levitical priests do. This Christ is spitting on it. All right. And when you will, okay, let me blow this up. I forgot. And when you offer sacrifice unto Dalah, just take your gift of grain or meat and lay it on the table of the poor. From it, an incense will arise to heaven, which will return to you with blessedness. So it said the incense is going to come when you give it to the poor, not when you never offer a sacrifice to the Almighty no more. You see this blasphemous circle 7 Quran Christ. From it, an incense will rise to heaven, which will return to you with blessedness. Tear down your idols. They can hear you not. Turn all your sacrificial altars into fuel for the flames. Make human hearts your altars and burn your sacrifices with fire of love. Okay. Oh man, say some dumbass shit in the Circle 7 Quran. That's why I'm mad I can't look it up. But this is right here is what it say. Exactly in the Circle 7 Quran. The sin lies in the wish, not in the act. Okay, so the sin lies in the wish, in the desire, not in the act. So the sin is not in actually doing the sin. The sin is desiring and thinking about it. But when you do it, that's not the sin. That's what the Circle 7 Quran says. So, it's a lot of lies in the Circle 7 of the Moore Science Temple book. Them brothers have their information is on point, but in regards to this holy book, there are some things that just, what I mean. Let's continue though. Let's see. Okay, here goes Christ. Talking bad about the temple of the Almighty. Right here. The Circle 7 Quran, Christ is talking bad about the Almighty. So what did he say? This is chapter 10, 11, and 12. A lawyer said, I pray to Jay, tell who this Dalah you speak about. Where are his priests, his temples, and his shrines? And Jay, this is the Christ of the Circle 7 Quran. Remember, he's a Muslim. And Jay said, the Dalah I speak about is everywhere. He cannot be compassed with walls, nor hedged about with bounds of any kind. So he just spit on the Almighty's temple. He said, where is it? Where's his priest, his temple? He said he ain't. No, this is what the Christ of the Circle 7 Quran is saying. Okay? And that's a problem. But and like I said, the brothers wearing the feds, little red feds, but they got some really good knowledge when it comes to the law and things of that nature, jurisdiction. But nah, not the Circle 7 Quran though. And then it has he said this shit, but earlier in the Circle 7 Quran, it talks about how he was in the temple for 2 days. Let me go back. What was that at? Yeah, right here in the Circle 7 Quran, Christ, he ran away for 2 days because he was in the temple, just like the story in the book of Luke, where he was in the temple, and the mother had to come back and get Christ. But he said that the Almighty don't have a temple in the Circle 7 Quran. So I don't even, it contradicts itself. Okay. Okay. Let me read something else in the Circle 7 Quran. That's a lie. So right here in the Circle 7 Quran, this is what it says Christ does. Chapter 13, verse 7 says, Christ brings peace on the earth, and we have talked with him, the messenger of love, and of the covenant of peace on earth. Goodwill to man. Okay, that's a lie. Because what did Christ say? Did he come to bring peace on the earth? Christ brings peace on the earth. Okay, let's explore that. Okay, boom. Let's see what's going on. What did it say? Do not suppose that I come to bring peace on earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. He didn't come to bring no peace. What is they talking about? But it's saying in circle 7 he brought peace. Yeah, so but that's an easy one. Another place where you can easily prove in Isaiah 14 that Emmanuel is not talking about the Christ of the New Testament. All right, let's see this. Oh no, wait. It say Christ is Emmanuel. This is the Circle 7 Quran, chapter 13, verse 8. Through him shall all nations of the earth be blessed. Through him, Emmanuel. And it's talking about the same Christ of the Circle 7 Quran. That's why it's in there. And he's calling Christ Emmanuel. So that's an easy one to dismantle of showing the Circle 7 Quran of the Moorish Science Temple with Noble Drew Ali to be false. As I said before, those brothers are our brothers. We should treat them as our brothers. Any false doctrine is just that. It's just that piece of paper that got our people messed up. But a lot of things, a lot of ignorance has got our people messed up. So, shout out to the Moorish Science Temple. But yeah. It say right here let's read this. The Lord self is strong in the JC of the Circle 7 Quran. And within himself he talked. He said, my lower self is strong. By many ties, I'm bound down to the carnal life. So was Christ living a carnal life? Because the Christ of the Circle 7 Quran is bound down to carnal life. I mean, was it a second of his life? How many seconds was the Christ being carnal of the Circle 7? Let's keep it going, though. But yeah, JC is a vow of a secret brotherhood. Okay, check this out. Look at this. Okay, hold on. The master said, take then the vow of the secret brotherhood. And Jay took the vow of the secret brotherhood. Now, is this the laws of the Almighty? What is this? Christ has taken the vow of a secret brotherhood. Okay, well, this is not the law of the Almighty. So this is probably what some of the brothers do with the Moorish Science. They seen this in a book and they're like, I need to do this too. That's probably what it is. Okay. Now, right here in the Circle 7 Quran, Christ did not bear his cross. Okay. Christ didn't bear his cross. For clarification purposes. It say Simeon bare the cross. The man named Simeon from Cyrene, a friend of Jay, was near the scene. And since the bruised and wounded Jay could not bear his cross, they laid it on the shoulders of this man and made him bear it on to Calvary. So they made him bear it to Calvary. All right. So Christ didn't bear the cross. All right. All right. Right here, this is what it says contradictory to the New Testament. I mean, of course, we don't believe in the, you know what I'm saying, either one of them, but let's see. Right here, 3 people walked on water. Right here. Now, Claudius and his wife were in Tiber on a little boat. And this is chapter 17, verse 18 to 21 in the Circle 7 Quran of Noble Drew Ali. We're talking about a Muslim Christ here. Okay. Now, Claudius and his wife were on a Tiber on a little boat. A storm swept from the sea. The boat was wrecked, and Claudius and his wife were sinking down to death. And Jay came and took them by the hand. Said, Claudius and Juliet, arise and walk with me upon the waves. saw them reach the land, and they were all amazed. So right here, we're seeing three people walked on water. It wasn't just Christ. Okay, what's going on with my stuff? Make sure everything copacetic. All right, let's continue. So right here, the Christ of the New Testament honors the temple of the Son. What are we seeing here? This is not the Almighty's temple, and this is probably why they be worshiping shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta holler at the brothers, man. Okay, this is chapter 17, verse 33 in the Circle 7 Quran, and it's telling you that JC honors the temple of the Son. And Jay said, all the honor to the masters of this temple of the Son. What? Is this the Levites? Nah, this ain't be the Levite. This is a temple of a son. So Christ is honoring the temple of a son. So we see this, but this right here is the Christ of the Circle 7 Quran, you know what I mean, with Noble Drew Ali. And if you ever check out them brothers on YouTube, check out when they in the courtroom. Them brothers, it'd be like four of them, and they be going in for real. So right here, this is Christ. He said he ain't for Israel, he for the whole human race. But that's cool. Sabbath night, the angel came down. Okay. We're going to talk about the silent brotherhood that Christ was in. Oh, wow. This is crazy. So, and Jay came. This is the Christ of the Circle 7 Quran right here. And Jay came and sat with them. A crown of light was upon his head. So I guess he had a little halo. I need anybody to sing it. All right. And when the silence ended, Casper said, a master from the royal council of the silent brotherhood is here. Let us give praise. And all the priests and the masters stood and said, all hail. What message from the royal council do you bring? And Jay said, my brothers of the silent brotherhood, peace, peace on earth, goodwill to man. The problem of the age has been solved. A son of man risen from the dead has shown that human flesh can be transformed into the flesh divine. Before the eyes of man, this flesh in which I come to you was changed with the speed of light from human flesh. And so I am the message that I bring you. To you I come first of all the race to be transmuted to the image of the deity. So this is a lot to unpack with here. First of all, he's trying to say he's the image of the deity. His flesh was changed. He has risen from the dead. I mean, let's read right here. Where because it really basically right here what we're seeing. The silent brotherhood, he's worshiping the Son. All right. We come about the so let's keep going though. Now, this is chapter 24, where he's going to be giving sacrifices to the Son in the Circle 7 Quran. So it's a lot of worshiping the Son in the Circle 7 Quran. The Son, sweet as the offerings to the Son. The piety of a child is sweeter than the incense of Persia offering to the Sun. Yea, more delicious than odors wafted from the field of Arabian spices of the western gales. So right here is talking about that a Persian offering to the Sun is sweet. This is what it's saying when you see the brothers with the fezes on. All right. Let's continue. Like I said, really is sun worship. They're worshiping the sun. Let's keep looking at it though. This is chapter 23 35, and we're talking about the Circle 7 Quran. The sun is the noblest of images, okay? I always put a little heading right there. The sun is not Abdallah, though his noble image. He lightened the world with his brightness. His warmth giveth light to the products of the earth. Admire him as a creature. What? The instruments of the deity, but worship him not. So it said the sun is the noblest of images. It said his noblest image. All right. All right. So it's telling you not to worship the sun here. But what are they doing with this with the sun? Doing all these offerings to the sun, sweet offerings to the sun. What's going on here? Okay, right here, this is talking about, this is not talking about the house of Israel, okay? In the Circle 7 civilization in Mecca began being the key, right? The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations, okay? The Moorish, who are ancient Moabites, and the founder of the holy city of Mecca. Now, Moab is not Israel, all right? So that's why they call themselves Moabites, all right? They want to be Moabites in the Circle 7 Quran. And what this is what they reference. This is what they reference all the time. They say we the same tribe, baby. Hear what they say. JC was of the blood of Moabite. JC himself was of the true blood of the ancient Canaanites and Moabites and the inhabitants of Africa. I think what they're trying to say is King David down onto Ruth, some of that nature. Okay, this right here is an abomination in the Circle 7 Quran. And it says it in here. What does it say? The 10 Commandments is against the poor. That's the headline. I should underline them. Through the 10 Commandments, the rulers and the rich live while the poor suffer and die. What? That's what it says. It says the 10 Commandments make poor people suffer and die. In the Circle 7 Quran. So it's even crapping on the 10 Commandments in the Circle 7 Quran. It's really messed up. Okay, and then on page 58, I need to get everything. It talks about the laws of Noble Drew Ali. Like you need to read, and I definitely need to get that. Right here, the supreme wisdom of Elijah Muhammad too. I got that too, and I really need to, because I cannot find a good PDF on supreme wisdom, so I can kind of copy and paste some things. But yeah, this is all the little garbage in the supreme wisdom of Elijah Muhammad. Because when you talk to someone in the Nation of Islam, they don't care if you crapping on the Quran. We can go to the Quran right now. They don't care if you're talking bad about the Quran. This is the Quran of Mecca right here, which is lies too. But see, the Circle 7 Quran is an offshoot. Let me see. Right here, this contradict what we read earlier in the Circle 7 Quran. What does it say? And they say the most beneficent Dala has begotten a son or children. Glory to him. They, and those whom they call children of the deity, the angels, Issa, Mary, Ezra, etc., but are but honored slaves. They are nothing but honored slaves to the Almighty. They are not his son. Let's continue though. To him is due the primordial origins of the heavens and the earth. How can he have a son when he have no consort? He created all things, and he have full knowledge of all things. Now we know the Almighty's son is Israel, but right here in the Quran of Mecca, this is the real Quran with them Arabs. The Circle 7 Quran is an offshoot, which is contradicting this Quran right here. But this is the real one right here. It's still false doctrine. Right here, he didn't have a son, but Israel's his son. He said he had sons. You know what I mean? But okay, let's continue. Further, and then these are all different places. I got eight. This is chapter 18, verse 4 through 5. And we can actually look this up in the Quran. We can see it. Okay, Quran 18, 4 through 5. The Quran will be online. They cannot hide that one. Okay. Noble Quran. They have no knowledge of it, nor had their fathers. Grave is the word that come out of their mouths. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure what's going on here. Man, let me go to chapter 18, man. Hold on. I'm not taking. Okay, Quran. I'm just gonna say chapter 18 because I'm not trying to hear it. Chapter 18, 4 and 5. And to warn those who say God has begotten a son. They have no knowledge of this, nor did their forefathers. Grave is the what? Okay. Okay. This thing want to mess with me. It's cool. Don't want to just give me chapter 18. Man. They want to have some stuff in the background. Man, I'm gonna keep it going, man. I don't think y'all think I'm lying. All this stuff you can look up. I got it right here anyway. So right here, further they have made warn those also say, Allah has begotten a son. No knowledge have they of such thing, nor had their fathers. It is a grievous thing that issue from your mouth, as the saying that they shall say is nothing but falsehood. So he doesn't have a son. Right here is the last one. This is chapter 112, 1 through 3. Say he is the deity, the one and only, the deity, the eternal, absolute. He begotteth not, nor is he begotten. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten. So he did not begetteth anything. All right. Now, right here, I'm showing the differences in the book of Jasher, where it talks about how Abraham broke his father's idols. But here in the book of Quran, it says something similar. Okay, at the bottom. So he broke them into pieces, all but the biggest of them, that they might turn and address themselves to it. And that's what he did in the book of Jasher. But I need to go to the book of Jubilees where it contradicts in the book of Jubilees. And in fact, let me. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna go to Jubilees another time. Camel eating. I don't want to talk about that no more. I could get into the Quran, or I can get into some other things. Now I want to get into the Zohar real quick. All right, this right here is Jewish mysticism. All right, two beings had sex with Eve. Okay, this is Judaism. Two beings had intercourse with Eve, and she conceived from both. Get this red tint off this. So it said two beings had sex with Eve because a lot of people believe that Cain came from Eve having sex with the angel. And that's why Cain killed Abel. All right. They say he was half angel. These are what people are saying for their false doctrines. Two beings had intercourse with Eve, and she conceived from both and bare two children. Each followed one of the male parents, and their spirits parted, one to this side and one to the other, and similarly their characteristics. On the side of Cain are all the haunts of the evil species from which comes evil. Spirits, demon, necromancers. From the side of Abel comes a more merciful class, not yet wholly beneficial. Good wine mixed with bad. The right kind is not produced until Aseth came, who was the first ancestor of all the generations of the righteous, and from whom the world is propagated. This right here is the Zohar right here. The Zohar also talks about day and night. This is where they get it from. The brothers that believe the day starts at evening, this is where they get it from. All right. They get it from Jewish mysticism. We see it. I know it. The brothers in New York, they want to be all like, you know what I mean? Oh, we already talked about it. They don't want to talk about it. But we know where you get it from because you got a lot of, I mean, Alicia already told us. Let's see if we can make this bigger, man. I don't know why I color coded it before. I really shouldn't have, but I was trying to, let me see. Okay, the word night, and this right here is in the Zohar, chapter 46a. The word night is commonly taken to include those evening hours which fall before midnight. What? But the real night only begins with the actual stroke of midnight. Now, right here, keep going. God divided the light from the darkness. For although he afterwards united light and darkness, yet this light continued to emanate from the supernal radiance, and through that radiance to bring gladness to all. So it said he afterwards, after he divided light from the darkness, he afterwards united the light from the darkness. He put them back together. That's what I say. The day starts at night. Let's continue though. This is the other stuff they say. This is their mysticism right here. And there was evening and there was morning one day. Evening from the side of darkness and the morning from the side of light. And because they are joined together, the scripture speaks of one day. Rabbi Judah said, the reason why it is written, and there were evening and there were morning, for each day is to show that there were no day without night and night without day, and the two cannot be separated. But he did separate day and night. This is what these rabbis do. They put it right back together. This is the Jewish, this is a little tongue twisting Jewish mysticism, and this is really what them brothers is on, for real. I want to get on the brothers over there because I like the brothers over there in New York, but this is what they own. Dealing with these rabbis. Rabbi Simeon said the first day accompanies all the other, and all are embraced in it to show that there is no break between them. What? And they all merge into one another. Another explanation of the word, let there be light. Let there be an extending of the light downwards to form the angel who were created on the first day and who have permanent existence on the right side. So right here, talking about the angels being made on the first day. It also says the same thing in the book of Jasher. And that's why a lot of people like those false doctrines. You know, it explains some things. They feel like they know some things now. You know, oh, they were made on the first day. Look at them. Now, right here, it say perfect means circumcised. And I mean, I was just finding random garbage in the Zohar. This is the Zohar. Perfect means circumcised. That's true. I say, no, it's not. You know that's not true. But you need to get circumcised, but that don't mean you perfect. You circumcised, that definitely don't mean you perfect. So let me just clarify that. Gehazi's curse was never having virtuous offspring. Now remember, Gehazi was the one that got turned white because he took was that Elisha's? When Elisha cured someone of leprosy, where is that? 2 Kings chapter 5. When he cured somebody of leprosy, and they wanted to give him money for it, Elisha did not take their money. But what happened? Okay, Gehazi ran back, and that's why he got turned white, and all his descendants got turned white. But it don't mean they wasn't virtuous. Curse was never having virtuous. No, it wasn't. His curse was they got turned white. Okay. Now right here, this is some mysticism. I just wanted to just like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. I don't really get into all that chakras and all the rest of that. The soul cannot enter the second body till the first is buried. What? Just as it's not fitting for a man to take a second wife before the first is buried. What? You see that? As long as the body remains unburied, the soul suffers pain, and unclean spirits rest upon the body, and therefore the body should not be set overnight, because by night, the unclean spirit spread over the earth, seeking for a body without a soul to defile it. Now, this is a bunch of it sounds like some New Testament stuff. You know what I mean? How you got you expel one demon and 7 of them come back, like it's in the New Testament. We're not dealing. Let me get up off of here. Let's see what this say. I highlighted for a reason. Let me see. Okay. And anyone can go to the Zohar. I'm telling you exactly where it's at. Let's see. I don't want to put no color on it. I marvel at the wicked Balaam, how all his actions proceeded on the side of impurities. We here learn the mystical lesson that all species of witchcraft are linked up with and proceed from the primeval serpent, who is the foul and the unclean spirit. Hence, all sorceries are called in Hisham, the serpents, Therefore, becomes addicted to them, pollutes himself. Nay, more, he has first to become polluted in order to attract himself to the side of the unclean spirit. All right. So this is how they get an evil spirit. For this reason, in order to draw towards himself the unclean spirit from the supernatural serpent, the wicked Balaam besmears himself nightly by bestial intercourse with his ass. So he said, Balaam fucked a damn donkey. This is what they're saying. And they try to tell people this is what you're supposed to do to get an evil spirit. This is Jewish. This is the same Jewish mysticism that say this day started evening. That's the Jewish man. But he said Balaam, he wanted to get an unclean spirit so he can do his witchcraft. So he said first he's going to do is have sex with an ass, and he would then proceed to his divinations and sorceries. To begin, he would take one of the familiar serpents, tie it up, break his head, and extract his tongue. He would, what? Okay, so he cutting off a snake tongue. He would take certain herbs and burn them as incense. He would then take the head of the serpent and split it into 4 sections and offer it up as a second offering. What? Finally, he traced a circle around himself, mumbled some words, and made some gestures until he became possessed of the unclean spirit, who told him all that they knew from the side of the heavenly dragon. And he thus continued his magical practices until he became possessed of the spirit of the primeval serpent. It is thus that we understand the passage. We went not as the other times to meet with. Okay. Now, and if anyone wants to join, they can join up. I think I have it in the room, but let me see. I put it in the room. So if you want to join up in here or whatever, but let me continue though. So then this is rabbis. If they listen to rabbis, you already went wrong. You listened to a rabbi, you went wrong. Why is it that many forms of magic and divination are only found in women? You go to Rabbi. Thus, I have learned that when the serpent had intercourse with Eve, he injected defilement into her, but not to her husband. Oh, so that's why. So the serpent, that's why women can do certain stuff because the serpent came in Eve or whatever he did. And maybe not that. Let me not be vulgar. He did something to her. Let's see. Let's see. He learned it first from his father, but it was in the mountains of the east, which are in the eastern countries, and he obtained a mastery of all the arts of magic and divination, for whose mountains are the abode of the angels Uzzah, and Ezel. Now we got these two same angels in the book of Enoch. These angels are in the book of Enoch. Man, I should look up that name real quick. Where's that in the book of Enoch? Yeah. Is this right? Oh no. Let's keep going. Okay. That's what I said. I shouldn't be doing freestyling this right here because freestyling, I can't pull up stuff like I want to. You know what I mean? But the facts of the matter is, these are the same angels in the book of Enoch. All right, in Jewish mysticism. You know, I be trying to pull up this stuff. Like I said, I need to be just a freestyle little joint right here. All right. For the mountains are abode of the angels, Uzzah and Ezel, whom the Holy One cast down from heaven, and who were chained there in iron fetters. It is they who impart to the Son of Man a knowledge of magic. So that's what happened. They came down, had sex with the women, and you know what I mean, taught them these different things. That's what it talks about in the book of Enoch in detail about how these angels did this. But this is also in Jewish mysticism. This is in the Zohar. So the same lies where this angel came down, had sex with them, are in Jewish mysticism too. All right, because this is rabbis talking this. You rightly said that when the serpent had carnal intercourse with Eve, he injected into her defilement. Now think about it. This is the same lie that the angels came down and had sex with the women. Now they're saying the angel or the serpent, which they're trying to make it be Satan, had sex with Eve, injected something with Eve. All right. The Talmud is reckless. I don't even want to get to the Talmud is ridiculous. All right. I think this is some pedophile shit. Hold up. Hold on. Let me. This right here. Let me clean it up. Goes the Rabbi Isaac further, as the rainbow exists, three colors, green, white, and red. So Rebecca was 3 years old when Isaac took her, and he begot offspring when she was 60 years old. This being a ripe age for producing a child like Jacob, who should be endowed with all good qualities, according to God's design. Here, a difficulty arises if we could say that Rebecca was then 20 years old or more, or even 13 years old, then we could indeed commend her for not imitating the conduct of her surroundings. But since, as previously said, she was only a child of 3 years old, she had shown her character by what she did for Abraham's servant. What? Man, that's what I'm talking about. So now you're talking about that she was 3 years old and then she, did that nice thing for his servant and all this. But this is in the Jewish mysticism. Because remember, in the book of Jasher, it says she was how old? I should go back to that. It said Rebecca was how old in the book of Jasher? It said right here. It says she was 3. In the book of Jasher, it says she was 10. Let me see. Hold on, man. Right here, book of Jasher, chapter 24, verse 40. The woman was very comely in appearance. She was a virgin. Rebecca was 10 years old in those days. Okay? But what is she over here? In Jewish mysticism? 3. So they get worse in Jewish mysticism. It definitely gets a lot worse. I mean, it's bad either way. Let me see. This is just some crazy shit. I just was like, what? Nah, I ain't even about to read this. It just sound crazy. Oh man, now I'm into the Talmud. And the Talmud is the worst false doctrine you can have. It's the worst book by far. But I like some of the stuff it says. Let's go through this. Now, if you get the Babylonian Talmud, it says stuff like, and this is chapter 1 Mishnah. You gotta go to chapters and Mishnahs. You know what I mean? I didn't really read too much of this to be at the Babylonian one, but right here it said one shouldn't help or sell anything to a Gentile on Friday evening. Because they believe the Sabbath start on Friday. That's what they teaching everybody. So they don't even say the Sabbath day, it say Friday. First chapter, first Mishnah, the Sabbath starts Friday at sundown. It say it right there. That's why they're so confident in the lie that the Sabbath day starts when the sun go down. Because they are following the Jewish man, period. It's exactly what it is. And they're so confident in this heathen. They're so confident. They're so prideful against the brothers trying to show them the truth. We know we right. They say you can't send a letter by a Gentile on Friday. Yeah, chapter 6, the Mishnah 1, this right here is scare any woman, but I ain't even put it down here. So, okay, in the Sanhedrin of Jerusalem, Talmud, the Sanhedrin, 43a. This is what it. Let me highlight a couple things. Here goes some of the light things in the Talmud, but just to take notes, the Talmud has way more evil things. Like you would not even imagine the stuff, and you would not believe the stuff that I tell you that's in this book. It tells you how you can commit adultery. It tells you how you can have sex with an animal. It tells you how you can, man. Let's just continue. It say Christ practiced sorcery, incited idol worshippers, and led Israel astray. So yeah, this is a Jewish book, so they is gonna go in on Christ a little bit. You know what I'm saying? JC was immoral towards a married woman. All right. And this is both part of the Sanhedrin section. That's 107b. Now remember, when it comes to the Talmud, it's like 20 volumes. It's like 20 different books of the interpretation of the Torah. And you know what I mean? Other scriptures. So right here in the Sanhedrin, it says you can murder a non-Jew. And y'all know that. I mean, I know y'all heard people say the stuff is say in the Jewish mysticism. You can murder a non-Jew. If a Jew kills a non-Jew, he is exempt from punishment. The reason is Leviticus 19:13. Don't steal from your neighbor. Non-Jews are not your neighbor. So you can steal from a non-Jew. Okay. Right here. Oh, this is what I was talking about earlier. Now, don't this say the same thing in that Jewish mysticism, the Zohar? Right here, 55b. And y'all can look this up. You can marry a 3 years and 1 day old girl through sexual intercourse. Okay, I didn't say it. This right here in the Sanhedrin. And really, I do have a presentation on this where I copy out the pages in the book because it's too crazy for people to believe the stuff that's in there. So I like to actually show the book. But the animal should only be put to death if it enjoyed the bestiality. So you know how it says in the Almighty's word, if somebody lays with an animal, you kill that person and the beast. Well, in this same chapter 55b of the Sanhedrin, of the Talmud, of the fake Jew, of the imposters, it says the only reason that you should put that animal to death is if he enjoyed getting raped by you. If it did like it. If it didn't like it, you keep it alive. Now, what kind of shit is that? So you can keep raping it? You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is twisted. Jews having sex with animal unwillingly will not have a death penalty. So it said if motherfucker just the animal just raped their ass. Like how the fuck you? I mean, how do you have sex with an animal unwilling? So all these things are in, and I would say this is one of the worst ones. Like if you think like the Talmud takes the cake, it's worse than the Zohar. I mean, you know, the Zohar talking about all types of crazy stuff, cutting, you know, I'm just drawing a circle and humming and all types of stuff. But let's continue though. Okay, now right here. This right here in the Talmud, this is the Sanhedrin, section 54b. This is what it says. If you have sex with a minor less than 9 years and say 3 in some of them, it is permissible. This is the Talmud. A child penetrating you is allowable. I don't even like saying this stuff. When the scripture says in Leviticus 20:15, if any man lie with a beast, that includes minors having intercourse with a beast. That does not include minors. It excludes minors. So basically, when it says if any man, they say because it says a man and it's not a grown person, that means that the child can do it. And then it also says after allowing yourself to be sodomized, you need 2 sin offerings. Okay, if an animal has sex with you and if an animal has sex with you, you only need 1 sin offering. I know this sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. That's why you need to look at it yourself. I do have a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, where I did scan the pages and cut them out. So I'm gonna show that because, like I said, this stuff a Jew can penetrate an animal naturally through the vagina or unnaturally anally. Okay, so right here, this is what it says in the Talmud. This is 55a, the Sanhedrin. Jews are not liable for, you know, booty sex with an animal. Okay, that's 55a. If a non-Jew commits adultery, right here, let's check this out. Let's go right here. And I grew up in a Jewish community. It's the doctrine, not the people. Okay, all right. YouTube. If a non-Jew commits adultery unnaturally with another man's wife, he is exempt from liability. Basically, as long as you go up the wrong hole, then you're exempt from liability. If a non-Jew hit a Jew, he is liable for death. If a non-Jew ceased from work any day, including the Sabbath, he is liable for execution. All these things are said in the Sanhedrin, section 58b. All right. And if anyone want to join, let me see. this out the way. Say, man, you perping. It don't say that. I don't know, whatever you want to say, you know what I'm saying? Put the link up one more time, for one more again, and we're gonna continue. Yeah, it's a lot of garbage and it's so, I don't even like saying this stuff. Okay. Okay, now let me show you something else. That's how you know them brothers from New York follow the heathen. Right here, look. In the Talmud. I'm not talking about Jewish mysticism no more. I'm in the Talmud right now. If a non-Jew studies Torah, he is liable for death. They don't even want people who are not. They don't even want you to study Torah if you're not a quote unquote Jew. Okay, this is 90a in the Sanhedrin. All Israel has a portion in the world to come. Okay. I see somebody came. Give me a second. All right, I'm gonna finish up this section. I'm gonna finish up this last one right here. The son of David is the Messiah, is what it's saying right here. All right. And I'm not gonna, what's good though, family?
Yo, peace, man.
What's good?
Oh, we listening to you. We got conversation for you.
Okay, what's up? What's good? You saying some things?
Well, you can finish if you want. I was just
okay. You did okay. Cool. Well, I'm just. Let me keep it going, man. Anytime you got something, just let me know.
Yeah, I got a question at this moment though. I got one question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned something about angels and demons and stuff, right? And evil spirits. So, can angels be evil?
No.
I'm talking about. I mean, wicked. Excuse me.
Well, this is what I would say. The angels battle each other, and we see that. We see that in the book of Daniel where angels battle each other for whatever reason. But when you say evil, I think of what's contrary to the law, or you know what I'm saying. What's evil is going against the Almighty, and I don't think none of the angels have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? They only have the ability to do what the Almighty. Then there gonna be no fight with an angel and the Almighty. So when you talk about being evil, can they do something? Yeah, they find fault. The Almighty even find fault in the angels. We know that they can do wrong, but they did not come down and have sex with the women. That story's a lie.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they can do wrong. I didn't know. I thought angels was all good.
Well, we got Satan. He's not necessarily. We have destroying angels too. You know what I mean? The angels that came before us. You know what I mean? The angels encamped around us. So the angel, you know what I mean? Like when you talk about evil, it's just your interpretation of what evil is. You know
wicked,
wicked, breaking the commandments.
Yeah, like wicked, like a wicked person. Can they be wicked? I thought angels couldn't be disobedient to God. That's what I thought. But
he finds fault in his angels though, so they're definitely fault. But you know what I mean? Basically, what I was saying was that whole story about them coming down, Uziel coming down, having sex with the women, producing giants that are 3,000 ells tall, and that whole story. But in regards to the angels in themselves, yeah, he finds fault in them, but you would have to point me out a particular story. I mean, I read a lot about in different places about angels, but maybe you should be specific. You know, that's because when me learning about angels, I had to reference the scriptures. So if you can reference one, you know, I can go back to where I was talking about the angels in the book of Enoch and how that's a lie. You know what I mean? So,
no, I mean, my understanding is that there's no wicked, ungodly angels, but that's my understanding. But that's fine. You answered the question. Okay, so and then the other question would be, if there's a such thing as evil angels or wicked angels, humans can't defeat wicked angels. I mean, fighting against an evil angel, the only way I would be able to defeat something that's invisible is I would have to have something that's invisible on my side to fight against that which is invisible, that's wicked.
Oh, okay. Well, this is what I would say about that. We know how Jacob got his name. And we also know that that the Almighty put Satan on Job, and Job persevered. So in regards to that, the Almighty, you know what I mean, we did deal with angels. Like you know what I mean, we dealt with the
Oh,
angels. I mean, when we say, I mean, what are you trying to say about this? Like I said, you you know
no,
about.
what I'm saying is, it's like when you're in a boxing ring, right?
Mhm.
You battling a physical person, but how can I stand up against an invisible being trying to box with an invisible being? There's no way I can win. Do you see
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
but okay, what happened with how did we get the name Israel? How did Jacob get the name Israel?
He wasn't wrestling with an evil spirit.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he wasn't wrestling. He was
Hypothetical.
wrestling with God. He was wrestling with God, like it's like God dealing with his mind. God was dealing with his mind. You
And
know,
I can remember he held that part. He held that.
you there? What happened?
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. So when we talk about that story, we know he wrestled with the angel. He wasn't dealing with no mind thing, you know.
Well, he was. You see, the Most High can touch your body. What? That's the Creator, though. I'm not talking about the. I'm not talking about like the Creator. I know the Creator can. He can touch your mind where you can't even wake up for 10 hours straight if he don't let you wake up. I can understand that. He can touch your body where you got pain, or he can touch it where you don't have no pain. I can understand that too. But actually, wrestling with a demon, I mean, an evil angel, I don't see Jacob doing that. I see Jacob wrestling with the Most High. But it's just a question. It's no big deal. It's just a question. I just want to know your views on that.
Yeah, yeah, because he definitely was wrestling with it. The sun rose above him, and he was past the canal and was limping because of his hip. Therefore, this day the Israelite did not eat the tendon attached to the socket of the hip because the socket of Jacob's hip was touched near the tendon. Okay. That's that version right there, New International. But yeah, it definitely was some wrestling going on. But we can continue though with the presentation. You done with the questions?
Let me see. The other question is, um, can Israelites defeat or wrestle with unclean angels or unclean spirits? Like, can they actually like? I mean, just what I'm saying. It's like, how can you actually beat an angel? You can't conquer an angel if you
And
wrestling with that.
what is this referencing though? Like, because I never really what is this something that I said that has something to do with this?
Yeah, because you was just saying something about angels and demons, and I'm like, well, if we dealing with
I
these
know I said
demons,
I mentioned them, but I didn't say anything about what you're talking about. I mentioned them.
no, I'm not saying you wrong or nothing like that. I just curious on your view on that. Okay, well that's done with that. So okay, on the morning and the night. Okay, the
Hmm.
question on that is, you say the day starts when now in the day morning time.
Yeah.
Okay, and you say most of the Israelites teach that the day starts in the evening.
Yes. Well,
Are they
yeah, yeah.
okay?
Israelites, yeah.
So most of the Israelites who teach that, do you think that maybe they
I don't know. I don't hear him anymore. Wait, hold on. Are you unmute mic? Mute mic.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
my fault. I must have accidentally muted my mic.
Yeah, yeah. What's up? What's going on?
Okay, so a lot of Israelites teach that the evening starts. I mean, the day starts in the evening. Maybe they're saying that the 24-hour period starts in the evening. Like,
There's no day that starts in the evening.
no, I'm saying that's maybe that's what they mean. What I'm saying is to get a unity or unified uh, teaching, maybe they're saying that the 24-hour period of the day starts in the evening, like 12 a.m. They say, like in America, the day starts at 12 a.m. at night. But maybe they're saying, okay, the evening starts, let's just say 6 or 7 p.m. or whenever it get dark. Maybe that's what they're talking about. The 24-hour period starts in the evening.
Okay.
You know, like because every 24 hours there's that's a new day, right? Every 24 hours, correct?
Okay, yeah. We're gonna go over a couple of them right here. We're gonna go over a couple of them right here. Yeah, all right here. Let's go.
I'm just saying, maybe they could to get unity so the Israelites won't be so divided. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Because we know daylight starts in the morning. We know that actually starts in the morning, but
Okay, so right here, I would say Exodus 10 and 13. So Moses stretched out his staff over Egypt, and the Lord made an east wind blow across the land all that day and all that night. By morning, the wind had brought the locusts. All right, hold on. Right here, a pillar of fire by night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left the place in front of the people. So these are two halves. By day, when the sun rise, it would. We can continue though. 40 days and 40 nights. When Moses entered the cloud, he went up on the mountain and stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Now these are separate, 40 days and 40 nights. Here you go. Yeah, it's got a little back. We got some echoing.
yeah, somehow I went out for a minute. Excuse me for that.
Uh,
So you say 40 days. Moses was doing what? 40 days and 40 nights.
There, we can read a bunch of different scriptures. There's a lot of them talking about when the beginning of the day starts. Now, I have one right here, 1 Samuel 19 and 24. Lay naked all that day and all that night. He stripped off his garments, and he too prophesied in Samuel's presence. He lay naked all that day and all that night. Thus, this is why people say, is Saul also among the prophets? So when it said all that day and all that night, I mean, I guess you're not seeing a separation.
Yeah, there's a separation, of course. I don't think no Israelites would disagree with that part.
Okay, like Esther right here. Go gather together all the Jews who are in Sissa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. Right? So there's a daytime and there's a nighttime. So basically what they're saying, the day starts every 12 hours, right?
No.
Obviously, day is obviously when the sun is rising, right?
Yeah, if you're dealing with the light, the actual lightness, the light of the sky, yeah.
Okay, so what is this scripture right here, Esther, dealing with? Is that dealing with when it says day, night or day? So we have a night, that's when it's dark, and we have a day when it's light, right?
Yeah, that's a full 24-hour period right there, a so-called 24-hour period.
So most people say the day starts when it's getting dark or the beginning of the night, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, but it says night or day. Now, when does the day start? When is the beginning of the day?
But they should have said light and dark. That's what it probably should have said. Instead of saying day.
They say when's the beginning of the day is what I'm asking about.
Yeah, they said the beginning of the day starts in the evening.
Okay, but right here, okay, let's continue though. I understand. So let's do some of these.
But we know the beginning of actual morning, that's in the daytime. It ain't morning in the evening, it's morning in the morning. I mean, it's light in you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
it can be confusing, but it's not. We never in the evening time, we don't say good morning, we say good evening. So I can understand what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to see maybe we can get on the common. Maybe the Israelites can get more on a common plane in an agreement if they would maybe just explain what they're saying about the day starting in the evening.
So the people, they stood up all that day, right? All that night and all the next day. Right?
Okay.
How much hours do you think that is? Let's just say, how many hours is that? You think?
That was in America, that's 24 hours plus probably another 12 hours.
Okay. So when does the night start in this scenario?
Well, in America, the night would start. According to the Earth, night starts when when it's basically evening time or when it get dark.
Okay, in this scenario, when does the day start?
According to the Earth and the sun, the daylight starts in the morning time.
Okay, so right here we had all the people stood up all that day, all that night, and all the next day. So they're not declaring the day till the sun comes up. It's only people who teaching lies here to declare the day when the sun is going down. That's the night. That's the evening. That's the night. It's not a day anywhere.
That's the night. That's the night, but it's the night part of the day. It's part of the day, but it's the night part of the day. Then you got the morning time, which is the part of the day. It's the morning part of the day, or the light part of the day when it's light outside.
Okay.
I think that's what they're trying to say. They just don't explain it necessarily like that.
I like these right here in the New Testament, like Mark 15 and 42. And even had come, it was the preparation. When the evening had come, it was the preparation day. That is the day before the Sabbath. They got some better ones right here, but that one right there is just saying on Friday when the evening had come. It didn't say, oh, it's the beginning of the Sabbath day. It said Friday when the evening come. But right here, Mark 4 and 35, it said the same day when evening had come, right? That day when evening had came, he said to his disciples, let us go over to the other side. So on that day, when the evening had come, that same day, the evening don't change a day nowhere. Nowhere does it even change a day. Like for instance, they want to say that the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread at the same time. They're clearly two different feasts. The Passover is in the evening, but the Feast of Unleavened Bread didn't start to the morning. See, that's the whole thing. I want you to make it the Passover at 14th day at evening, right? Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Then that night, the angel of death passed over the houses, and when it was morning time and they could leave, that was the Feast of Unleavened Bread. They were not the same thing. But if you believe this day starts at evening, then they would have to be. They left in haste. Right after that happened that night, they left in haste. Were they trying to say that that's still Passover when they left? No. When they left, that was not Passover. Passover when the angel of death passed over. That from evening to that morning, that was the Passover time right there. And then when that morning hit, it was the 15th day. That's the beginning of a day. But but right here, Acts, I like Acts right here. It say they seized Peter and John because it was evening. They put him in jail until the next day. They said because it's evening, we gonna hold him to the next day. They said they seized Peter and John and said because it's evening, and we're gonna put him in jail until the next day. We're gonna wait till the next because we know evening ain't the beginning of the next day. They knew that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Since I know you're pretty adamant about that, or passionate about that, so what does the word day mean?
Oh wait, so we have to go talking about Yom and things of that nature.
No, like in Genesis, or anywhere anywhere in the scriptures, what does the word day mean? Maybe that'll help solve some of the issues.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You know what? We can definitely get the concordance. Could you enlighten while I go get my concordance real quick, so we can get exactly. Give
I'm
me a
just gonna
second.
read out the dictionary what it means.
Oh, wait, okay, dictionary.
I'm I'm using a dictionary because it's an English word, so that's why
Okay,
I'm
yeah, go
looking at
ahead.
it.
No, whoa. You can't do it. Like I said, the word bastard.
I'm not saying it's correct. I'm just saying we're just gonna
Oh,
see.
okay.
We're just saying it. We're just gonna read what it's saying in the dictionary. That's all. It says. Let's see. Here it says. A period of time. A period of 24 hours as a unit of time, reckoned from one midnight to the next midnight. The other definition is the part of the day when it is light. See, that's the one that you're using. You're using that definition. They're using most of the time those other Israelites that's teaching that the day starting the evening. They using the first definition of what that word means. You get that?
We're gonna go to the coordinates. Why not?
No, I'm just saying that you get the. Did you hear that? The first two definitions, most of the Israelites is using the first definition of that word, and then you use the second definition of that word.
Uh-huh.
So it's like,
What you mean? Wait. Hold on. We're gonna go to the Hebrew because we already know different words are different in the scriptures. So we're not even gonna go ahead and go here and get an understanding what it means. And you're right about that. That's what the Moray always tell you to do that. I don't like these concordance. I gotta find me where the strong concordance at, man. I know they ain't.
did you agree with that definition I read to you?
When you talk about like, it's many different words that in the scriptures they mean something totally different, like the word virgin, like the word bastard. The word bastard may mean a person who has a father from a enemy nation or another nation. But here, the word bastard means somebody without a father. So when we talk about, okay, boom.
Right. So I was just saying that I was just reading that one of the definitions for
Uh,
day is a period of 24 hours. But then another definition for the word day is when it's light outside. So neither one of y'all are wrong. It just depends on how you're using it.
no, it's not. It's not about depending on how you lose it. See what they want to do. They want to play with the word day, but what we want to do is we want to focus in on when does it start, not what is it, but when the exact point does it start. When does it actually start? Not what it. You know, we want to go with what it is, the definition. They want to. That's the straw man. We're talking about when the day starts, and there's nowhere where the day starts um, at
Well,
evening.
no, in the
See, I don't agree
summertime,
with it.
okay, it starts according to your definition. It starts when the sun is. I mean, when it gets light outside. So that would be dawn,
Okay, yeah.
right? That would be dawn, and then it would end somewhere around dusk. The light. I'm talking about the light part of the day, but then the dark part of the day.
There be light. A light. There be light. Okay, you said what is you said so what was it? You said you want to say what a day means?
Yeah, what does day mean?
Okay.
How is it used?
Yeah.
What are the different ways it's used? What is the different meanings for it? Because in the English dictionary, it's more than one meaning for it.
Yeah. Because it's right here called the light day. But we call it day when it's going out, right? It was in the morning. Right, one day. Yeah, it was one because the day don't start until the sun rises. So it's one day. Like the evening into the morning. They go to the morning because that's when the next day starts. But right here, we're saying what you trying to say exactly. What we doing, man? I know I kind of got off track. Any
Not
other
really.
brothers that come up in here?
You on track? I mean, we just defining the word day. That's all. So we can see. It's all about unity, really. It's about righteous unity, right?
Huh? All right.
And a lot of times, Israelites don't really understand what the other person is saying, so they think they're not being, or they're not being clear on expressing themselves. But I understand both views. Neither one of y'all, I don't think either one of you all are wrong. It just depends on how you're using it at that particular time.
Okay, I like this one right here. Check this one out. Exodus 13 and 22. And I know nobody, we just doing this just for educational purpose. Pillar of fire by night, right? So neither the pillar of cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night, right? So when did that pillar of cloud, appear?
The cloud, the pillar of cloud of okay, the pillar of cloud. I think
that was the pillar of cloud that was over the children of Israel when they left Egypt. This is Exodus right here, 13.
Read the scripture again.
It's right there on the right there. They say, neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people.
Okay, the pillar of fire was at night or when it was dark or evening, and the pillar of cloud was in the light time or the morning time or the daylight time. Huh?
It started so during the day. So basically, the scriptures is saying the day starts in the morning. But they trying to say that day starts there when the cloud comes, and it starts at evening. So day starts in two different places.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, that can be. Yeah, it's no need for Israelites to be divided over that, but they are divided over a whole lot of other things.
Yeah, I mean, but it's
that's
not
why we need. That's why we need a leader, though. That's why we need a leader, so we won't be divided like that. So that can help. So he can help us not be divided like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion.
We're not mad at the brothers. We know the brothers. You know what I'm saying? We gonna spar a little scriptures, and we gonna be good after that. Like we don't have no bad feelings towards them brothers, man. They cool. They know that because we fellowship with them.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what was created first, darkness or light? Or was it created at the same time?
The darkness is on the face of the earth. And you know what I'm saying? You can read the beginning of it. Talking about the darkness being created. He didn't say nothing about that. He just said, let there be light, and there was light. He saw that light was good. That wasn't even necessarily the sun. He just said, let there be light, and there was light. And that was the beginning.
Can you go there in Genesis?
Okay.
Because I'm thinking they're getting this ideology from Genesis chapter 1. But that one you brought out in Exodus about the pillar of cloud by day, that was excellent scripture right there.
Okay.
I like that. That was a good scripture to use as an example of the distinction between light and day. And
all right. Well, right here, what are we talking about? So it didn't say anything about him creating the dark. The darkness is upon the face of the deep. Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light. Elohim saw the light that it was good. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness. Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Right here, boom. And that's why you say, why did it say evening with homo? Are they trying to say the evening? So why did it say morning at the end? And that was the first day, right? Why did it say morning at the end? Because it was morning at the beginning. Right here, where he said, let there be light. That's the beginning. Right there, morning. Let there be light. From darkness to light.
Which one came first? The light or the darkness?
Well, we see the darkness was there. I don't know about it being created, but it was there. Darkness was upon the deep. And that also proves that evening, because remember what evening is. Evening isn't darkness coming to light. Evening isn't darkness by itself. Evening is not darkness by itself. Evening is light going into darkness. That's evening. See, darkness by itself, they're not claiming that darkness is the beginning of the day. They're claiming that evening is the beginning of the day. But how? But I say this. Look at this right here. What happened first? Did evening happen first or morning happen first?
Well, okay, that's good. A good question. But in verse 2, it says, "And darkness was upon the face of the deep."
Mm-hmm.
So where was the light at that time?
It was. I mean, he didn't create a light yet. So, but right here, but darkness is not evening though.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. So darkness is not evening. So if they want to, they not claim. If they want to say that the day starts at darkness, complete darkness, let them do that. But they're not claiming that. No, they wouldn't do that. Not that dumb to say, well, yeah, well, because it was complete darkness at that time. Are they claiming that that's the beginning of a day? Complete darkness?
I would say that would be more accurate to say it like that. If you're going to say it like, if you're going to deal with the darkness, or I would say it would be more accurate to say it started darkness. It starts when it's dark. If you're going to,
but see, he called the light day right here. You see it right there. Elohim called the light good. He divided light from the darkness in verse 5. Elohim called the light day. He didn't call complete darkness day.
Well, he called the darkness day too. If you keep reading,
darkness night.
And the evening and the morning was the first day.
So what they're trying to say, because evening came first, right? That's what they're trying to say. No, what about the morning last?
No, the evening goes, like you say, evening goes into darkness.
Okay, yeah. The evening goes into darkness, yep. So therefore, after let there be light, you know what I'm saying? And whatever took place, not and then the evening, and then the morning came, that's a whole day. That's that 24 hours we're talking about. Because now another light is coming back. That's a whole, from let it be light to another light coming, it's another day. It's a whole day now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I understand, like I said, we love them brothers, man, dealing with the day and night. I ain't really mean to come at the brothers like that. If you think it's disunity, they know they can talk to me. They might not like what I'm saying. Oh, you know what? I am talking a lot about how they get into Jewish mysticism, though. But I've actually seen Nazi talk about the Zohar on Sarnetta's show. I was like, what? Yes, so I got into the Zohar because of that. I wanted to see what was up with it. Well, actually, I did. I don't know. I hope I ain't lying. I think I got into it a little bit before that. But yeah, I definitely seen him talking about the Zohar.
Yeah, we can go back into that in a minute. I want to just finish this up so we won't have to go back into it, if you don't mind. The light. Okay, yeah. So the darkness already existed. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, the darkness already. Yeah, it was there.
No, I'm asking you. I'm saying, is that what you're saying?
I mean, I think when he created the heavens and earth, that's when the darkness really was. It was a package deal with the heaven and earth. They just ain't had no light yet.
So I think that's another reason why they say the day starts in darkness, because when the earth was created, it was already dark. Okay, I think that's why.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to help them out. I'm just trying to help explain why some of them say what they say. They say, oh, I think they say, oh, no, everything starts it was dark, or it was dark. So the evenings, so the day, the beginning of the day starts in the dark when it's dark.
And I say somebody want me to go to let me see numbers 28 and 4 real quick.
All right, what chapter?
Somebody.
So I'm just trying to make an excuse for why they saying the day starts in the dark, because when the Creator created everything, it was already dark. It was all dark.
One lamb in the morning. Okay, yeah, I like that one too.
Because notice you don't see nowhere where he created darkness. He created light, or he spoke light into existence. He didn't say let there be darkness.
I'm
Just,
gonna
hey,
put
you need to go. You see what I'm saying, man?
yeah. I'm about to go to Numbers 28 though. I'm
Okay,
going
that's
to
cool. But in Genesis, it says God said let there be light. He never said let there be darkness. Have you noticed that? God never said let there
nah.
be darkness. Darkness was already exist here first.
Yeah, but that don't mean the day starts in darkness though. He clear out what the day when the day starts.
Oh no, no problem. I ain't got an issue with. I mean, that's what you teach. That's fine. I'm just saying that that's probably why most Israelites to say, well, the day starts in the dark because it was already here before the light.
All right.
Which is interesting.
Okay. Let me read this. I'm gonna start at verse. This Exodus. What is this? No, this is not. Why did it say Numbers 28 and they got something else on here? This is crazy, man. You go here. Number 28, they got something else on there. Number 28. Thou shalt say unto them, this is the offering made by fire, which you shall offer unto Yah. 2 lambs of the first year without spot, day by day, for continual burnt offering. 1 lamb shall I offer in the morning, and the other lamb shall I offer at evening.
Yeah. See, the thing about that is, if you in Genesis, evening, night, and darkness are actually synonymous.
What?
No, I'm saying that's the way it's being used in that verse. I know evening is not always dealing with darkness, but sometimes the word evening is actually dealing with darkness. I'll say it
Well,
again if you didn't understand what I said.
no,
The
that's
word
cool.
evening, the word evening sometimes is dealing with darkness, but then sometimes that word evening is also is dealing with light. It's not all the way dark. It got some light still left. Sometimes
Okay,
that's how
so
that word is
right here.
used differently. It's not always used the same way.
Okay, so Elohim divided the light from the dark, right?
Right.
So can evening be light and darkness?
Evening can be no. Evening sometimes help. It depends on how you're using the word. Cause like if you look it up, evening is sometimes referred to as being when it's dark, and sometimes it's referred to like when it's about to become dark. It's not dark
Okay,
yet completely, but it's like in the middle. It's like
okay,
dark and light at this. It's got some light left, like you were saying. So the word can be used for actual darkness, and it also can be used for light. Also, I mean, going into the darkness.
okay,
That's just being honest with the word, how it be used sometimes in the English language. And so people need to be clear on that. Maybe they need to be more clear on that, so it won't be so much confusion and division.
Uh-huh. Nah, it's cool. We cool with them, man. It's not really too much of an issue. If brothers can't talk amongst each other about their differences without one of them getting angry and talking that now, when I talk about the doctrine, you got you got an echo, man.
Oh,
When I talk about the doctrines of these folks, I'm not talking about them in general. But Cleon, you can always join. Anybody can join. Uh, let me see. All right.
okay. My other question before you go into the other stuff that you're about to go into, um, who is the leader of the Israelites in this day and time on earth?
Man, I ain't be talking about stuff like that, bruh.
Come on,
Leader,
man.
leader.
Yeah,
Waiting for
who is
King
considered
David.
the leader of the Israelites in this day and time on earth? I'm talking
There,
about on earth.
man,
Somebody.
Yahweh,
I'm talking about. No, I ain't talking about the creator. I'm talking about
yeah,
a
a
human
man
being who
on
is.
earth.
Yeah.
Oh
Who
man.
would be considered the human being leader of the Israelites on earth?
You that sound crazy. You
Huh?
want me to sound crazy? You think I'm crazy?
That's not crazy.
Oh, you got somebody in mind?
No, I mean, I don't necessarily have anybody. I know people who say they are. A guy in Detroit, I think it's Illinois. He says his name is Yah. He call it YHWH, our righteousness. Yah, our righteousness. He based out of he's in Illinois. I think he claims to be the leader of the
Nah,
Israelites.
nah. I don't know
But
nobody.
I didn't say he was. I'm just saying, who do you think is?
It don't even matter. I don't. We don't claim nobody, but it wouldn't even matter though for real. Like it wouldn't even matter right now. Right now.
Yeah, to me it matters. I
No,
think
I
it
mean,
does.
yeah,
If this
no.
book is true, it matters because every nation has leadership, and we
Uh,
supposed to respect that leadership if
okay.
it's God ordained. I mean, if it's God sent. So I think it matters, but I'm not saying we know who it is or who it should be. Or I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, who did you think? I thought you might have somebody in mind.
No. And one thing that was taught by the late great prophet of Moriah Elisha Israel was it doesn't matter who it is. You won't be with him if you're not keeping the laws and commandments. There's no way you're going to be with him anyway. You got to keep the commandments. You got to keep the almighty statutes and his judgments anyway. You
Yeah,
know
but we're
what?
not just no one
Don't even
disagree.
worry
No
about
one.
that.
Yeah, no one will disagree with that. But there's nothing wrong with knowing who your leader is. I mean, they knew who their leader was. They knew King David was their leader. They knew Moses was their leader. They knew Solomon was their leader. There's nothing wrong with knowing who your leader is.
I mean, it was a time where we only had judges. And the Almighty said, "Why did we have to get it? You know, we wanted a king. And what happened when we wanted a king? It was not a good thing that we wanted a king. When Yahweh is our king, you
Yeah,
know.
but
And when
that's not
people
an
say that,
issue.
that's the lesson. That's the lesson that we're taught in the house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep the commandments, and the Almighty is your king. Now, you know what I mean. We have judges, and we have good teachers. We have morays that teach us the law on the Sabbath day, teach us how to keep the law. We go to them for questions on the law. But in regards to somebody that we are going to just going to be that we consider just with the Almighty, just the Messiah or something like that, we don't got one of them.
I didn't say we had one. I mean, maybe we do. Well, maybe we just not acknowledging who he is. I
Okay, who
mean,
you think it is?
God's not stupid.
Who you think it is?
I don't know who it is. I would like to know, but I don't know who it is.
Okay, okay.
I would like to know because I feel like if we know who it is, we'll know who to be dealing with. We'll know who we'll know who we can channel and concentrate our energies more effectively if we know who it is, and we'll be following his or assisting and following his leadership.
All right, we got another one here, Jeremiah 31 and 35. You might as well go over there real quick. Okay. I'm not, you know, I'm not even going to try to act like somebody's a leader. I'm good on that.
Man, we gotta black people. I feel like black people. That's one of black people's major problem. They don't accept who God puts in their life. I'm not saying you're doing that, but I think we all been guilty of that. It's just like women. If they got a husband, if they don't accept their husband's leadership or who God has put in her life, then she's gonna be going and possibly against him. So if we don't accept the leader that God put in our life, we're gonna be going against him most likely, and we shouldn't do that. We got to respect who God has ordained to be our leader. We cannot be like a heathen. We can't act, we can't conduct ourselves like that. We got to just like King David. They had to eventually respect that who God chose for them to be their general or their commander or their leader or their prince. If you want to call prince, if you might not want to use that word king, that's cool. We can use prince. So King David was their prince. He was the prince of Israel. I mean, what's wrong with us acknowledging who our prince is?
No, it's a lot going on. See, one thing about the House of Israel over here in Cincinnati is um, a lot of people talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but what you're supposed to be talking about on the Sabbath day is the laws and commandments. That
For
sounds
sure,
like some
for
New
sure,
Testament.
for sure.
It sounds like for real, like we're looking for a man to save us, like some old Christian stuff. We
No, we
definitely
ain't. No,
only
that's not.
saved on the
I'm
Sabbath.
not talking about that.
I'm just saying,
But basically, a leader is a savior, though. He is a savior. He do supposed to give us the information that we need to help us save ourselves, as well as the nation. I mean, that's in the scriptures. That's prophesied. He's
okay.
supposed to do that. That's his
Yeah, well,
job.
we can talk about that. You know what I mean? But yeah, but to answer your question, nah. Okay,
You
and you
don't
don't
know.
have
Okay.
one either. You don't have one either. So
No, I
there's
don't have. I don't have. I don't have. I can just tell you who claims to be it, but
nah.
I don't know who it. I don't
I
know.
wouldn't do that.
I already told you who it was. He got the organization. It's called Yah Our Righteousness. You can always look it up. Yah Our Righteousness.
Yeah, I know about it.
Yeah, he claims it.
That's what's up. I mean, that's stupid.
I'm not saying. I'm
And
not saying it's
you know
him, but
what's
he.
funny about that? Yeah, our righteousness. It say that twice in the scriptures. One time it says a female, another time it say a male. Never said that two different places. But right here, I,
Word.
I wanted to keep on going. I mean, unless you had another
Yeah. We
question.
done with that. We done with that. That's cool. You answered the question. Um.
Okay.
So now you was talking about the book, that particular book.
Which one?
Something about what these I think you said Zion Lex or something to be teaching or something.
No,
I
I
think you
said
mentioned the word
I
Zion
ain't
Lex.
say
You mentioned
his
somebody's
name.
name.
I ain't
So,
say his
excuse me.
name because I ain't seen him do that. I seen
Oh,
Nas on what's the name talk about the
my
Zohar,
fault.
the Zohar.
You mentioned somebody's name. What? I
But some
forgot.
people may not know what when they said Zohar, they might not know what he was talking about. But
Okay, well, okay. Just scratch that. I thought you said Lex or something. I don't know. You said. I thought you mentioned somebody's name that was teaching
if
something
I
about.
I would have said it if it was him, but I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't seen him do that.
Okay, who you say was doing that?
Man, bruh, you gonna keep me saying names and stuff?
No. It don't. I'm just curious.
I
Who?
don't even got no. Okay, all right, man.
Well,
It was.
forget the name. This is what they teaching. Then what is these people teaching?
I mean, just Judaism. Uh, Judaism. As I said, the Zohar, Jewish mysticism. You know what I mean? That's why they talk about the evening being the beginning of the day. It's all in the mysticism. It's all in the
Okay.
Judaism. It's all in the Talmud and the Zohar and the other mystic books of the Jews. Some
Uh huh.
people don't even read into it. It's kind of like a comic book, though. It's a good read when you open it up. You know what I'm saying? But other people would never delve into it. But since I've seen them talking about it, I said, let me go look inside this. But right here, this is the Book of Mormon. This is saying the devil fell from heaven. Right?
Okay. So when is the Sabbath day? How long is the Sabbath day? Is it 12 hours or 24 hours?
Well,
That's daylight. So during the period of daylight.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I never heard nobody teach that like that.
Saturday day, not Saturday night.
Oh, okay. I see. You funny. That's funny.
So how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art
Okay.
thou cast down to the ground that weakened the nation? But right here, the devil fell from heaven. So this is also perpetuating that lie that it was the devil. When this right here, Isaiah is talking about the king of Babylon. This is a man. This is not the devil. This right here is a man on earth. Lucifer right here in Isaiah 14 is talking about the king of Babylon, which is a man on earth. But right here in the Book of Mormon, and you have a bad echo. You keep the echo going. What? Okay. Um, right here, we see according to the things which I have read. must needs suppose that an angel of God, according to that which was written, had fallen from heaven. Wherefore he became a devil, having sought that which was evil before God. So right here, that's what it's dealing with. But I mean, truth be told, I could finish this up, man. If you had anything else you want to say, man, I'll finish this thing up for the day. I mean, I got other things I can talk about. Let's see. This New Testament stuff. Anything else you want to say before I get up out of here?
Okay, I'm trying to analyze your point, and you're making some good points about the day. Because when I look at Genesis chapter 2, it talks about thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made. So you say, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Okay, so you saying that's when he rested on that day, when God rested and ended his work on the seventh day. You talking about he ended it that morning, and then he rested that whole day while it was light outside.
Uh,
I think is that what you're saying?
I mean, truth be told, when we talk about the Almighty making the heavens and earth, I don't want to slide and say it was just a 24-hour period or whatever the case is. They said days to Almighty may be 1,000 years. But yeah, but you say we rested all that day. It's the same as when you see it in the book of Numbers 11. All
Okay,
that.
what?
I mean, it may be when he's created things. Let's go there. Let's go there, though. Let's look at it real quick.
Yeah, because you said Sabbath day, and that's a good point. It don't say Sabbath day and night, but some people would say, man, that's talking about a 24-hour period. Then some people say, yeah, you're right. That's talking about a 12-hour, or more of like a 12-hour period, just daylight time while it's light outside. So I just never heard nobody say what you just said. I mean, what you saying on this?
It's cool, man. We got really good teachers that can talk about it. I can talk about it, or whatever the case is.
No, this is interesting. It's interesting. I mean, that's a good point, because he said he finished the sixth day. He was done with this. The evening in the morning was the sixth day. And then he rested on the seventh day. It didn't say he rested all that day, like night, all the way up to the eighth. It didn't say he rested up into the eighth day. I see what you're saying. I get that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just never heard that view before.
I got different things where I can show in regard to it.
Show me that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at that scripture this time.
Really.
That's a good question. So, how long did the Israelites rest on the Sabbath day? Did they rest a whole 24-hour period, or did they just rest for like a 12-hour period? That would be a good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Man, I would think anyone would naturally rest at night, right?
Correct. I agree. People, we naturally rest at night. So, what's your point on that? Why you say that though?
Oh, so what do they mean? How long they rest? They rested during the day. Yeah, they ceased from their work. But see, the thing about it, that's what Sabbath is. It's ceasing to stop. So, and during the day. So, they rested during the day. I mean, I don't, let me see. I mean, the time when they usually would work, because Almighty said, 6 days ye shall work, but the seventh is a day of rest. So that's why. I mean, you don't never tell you to work at night. It says 6 days you shall work. You don't say don't work at night. Nobody works at night. That's why it said the seventh day you rested.
Hey man, you know what? That is some excellent points. I never heard nobody put it like that. That's opening my eyes to something here. Because we naturally gonna rest at night. And most people ain't gonna be working. Most people don't work at night. I know they got in America that they just greedy, so they got third shifts and stuff, third shift and all that crazy stuff going on. But that's an excellent point. I think the Israelites need to take a look at what you're saying, man. I mean, you're making that's some good points. We do need to re-examine that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk among all the brothers, man. We need to have some dialogue. I'm not against it, brother. We can always have some dialogue and talk about this type of stuff. Maybe some, what I mean? With stuff, when we talk to people like this, they're better able to, receive, from you. But if you talk to them like I'm better than you, or I know this and you don't know it, and things like that, then that's when things get a little rocky. You get prideful. Oh yeah, you don't know that. So I'm not a prideful person. So at any time, maybe we can always get brothers to come through, and we can just talk about whatever. I just want to talk about a little bit of false doctrine since I'm allowed to do it. I'm gonna end this off in a little bit. Man. You got anything else you want to say before I end this, boy?
No, you good, man. You got me looking into the scriptures on that. So, that's cool, man. I think you made a good point for me. I'm glad I was able to see what you're saying. I can see exactly what you're saying. I just have to look into it more so I can reach a conclusion, a righteous conclusion.
All right, well, all right then. Well, peace, then, family.
Peace.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get up out of here.